Hi, in this video I will be showing you how to build traps through the trap commands in Dwarf Fortress. I had previously done every single trap, but the video did not record, and so I have conveniently got all the trap items already laid out where I want them. And so I'll start this one with the Stonefall Trap. Now you pull up the Stonefall Trap in all traps through B and capital T to pull up traps and levers, and then this one is Stonefall Trap. So I'll start with that, S, and I'll build it right here. Stonefall Trap, like all traps, needs a mechanism, and the sort of offensive unit is that rock being put into the Stonefall Trap. These are really basic and really simple. The low risk, low reward type of thing. And they're pretty fun. They can do some damage. Not incredibly dangerous, but entertaining. The second one is the weapon trap. Now you B capital T W to build a weapon trap. Siltstone mechanism, and then all of these weapons that can be selected. So I had built a ball, a crossbow, spike, ball, spike, not crossbow, corkscrew. Now I've pressed enter for all of them. That doesn't mean I'm done with it. I need to click done selecting D. It's not very often that this happens. You know, often you escape out of it or press enter out of it. This one you have to press D to say you're done selecting. So this dwarf will start putting all those weapon trap components in there, and then the mechanism to function it all. And that is a weapon mechanism. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier. What you need for that is, to make these mechanisms, is a mechanics workshop, and you press A-T to build rock mechanics. And those are, you know, what makes all your traps and stuff work. The weapons I built were from a carpenter's workshop, and they were here, these corkscrew ball spikes. And you can build the weapons, though, in forges once you get your metal industry going, and that's far more advisable than wood. Yeah, there's a reason why the wooden weapons are training weapons rather than real weapons. And just as weapons are made here, so too are cages, wooden cages J, and that will bring me to my next cage trap, BTC, and you put that there, and there's a cage. So I've already built it, it's up there. It needs a mechanism and a cage. Now if you don't have a cage, you'll get a message saying there are no cages, we can't do this. And if you have a bunch of them with no cages, you'll get that perpetually spammed until you get cages to put them up. So there's a cage trap right here. These are excellent and the best trap, I think, for young fortresses and people new to the game. It captures most anyone except for kobold thieves and some other thieves who are light-footed enough to get by it, and puts them in a nice cage, and you can from there strip them, take away their weapons, and throw them in your dungeon. You know, whatever it is. But it's a very simple way of winning a fight rather than putting your own dwarves in danger. You have these cage traps to take care of them. So that's the basic and most important for early going things. So now we have stone, weapon, cage, and I will also do an upright spear spike, and I need a freaking weapon. At least I get to show you how to do that anyway. So we'll go down here to my carpenter's workshop, and I build a training spear, and I'll get a carpenter dwarf. Well, this is now a carpenter dwarf, and he'll go and be completely overjoyed at getting to build a training. There he goes. So he's working on it. Being a thing of exquisite beauty, I'm sure. It probably looks like a corkscrew rather than a spear. Okay, so that's built. So B, T, capital S for a spear. And there it goes. And just like the weapon trap, you have to press D for done selecting, and it'll be set. Now these are a bit different than other traps in that you have to time it yourself. You have to set off the trap for the spear to come up. I don't really find them that effective. Some people, I'm sure, use them. Aesthetically, I think it would be quite interesting to have a a deep pit. Can't be bottomless because at the bottom you're going to have spikes at the bottom. I think I remember playing some arcade game when I was a little kid that had that for the loser. Okay, a way to do that is to set them up to levers or pressure plates, and I'll show you levers and pressure plates right now. So BTL for lever, and I'll build a lever here, and BTP for pressure plate. Now the thing about pressure plates is that they need a trigger, so they need water, magma, or someone to walk over it. Now a lever, you can pull the lever and that's understandable how that works, but this needs something to set it off. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do water. So I'm going to set it off that this thing will go off once water jumps over 3. And so I'm going to build it, and it's important this button right here is that resets so that it continually goes. If I press O, it's one use only. Don't want one use only, I want it to reset. So I'm going to build that right there, made of mechanisms. So my loyal, dutiful dwarfs will go and do what I deem is valuable, and there he goes. So this lever is set up, and levers need to be hooked up to something same as pressure plates, and there's so many things that it can be hooked up to. Here's a spear spike for one, there's those two things, but I want it to be hooked up to a floodgate. So I'm going to press F, floodgate, use those two mechanisms to do so, and then I will use the pressure plate and hook it up to a floodgate, the same floodgate as well. Some migrants have arrived. Oh, happy day. I really don't care about them. While this is going on, here's another example of going through an aquifer. You can kind of see that this is the top that smashed through it, and I could build my fort underneath it. I have previously made a video about that. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Ta-da. So they're working on it. This takes a while. I think this is one of those skills that if it's higher, they go quicker. Though I don't know. That's something you can look at on the Dwarf Wikipedia, which is probably the single most helpful Wikipedia behind Wikipedia. Behind Wikipedia that I've ever used. So there he goes. He's hooking up his second mechanisms to the lever. You have to have one in the object you want to mess with, and the other in the controller. Okay, so I'm going to start by pulling this. Now what this should do is that it should pull up the floodgate. Whoa, what's going on here? Wait, no, I don't want to do it yet because the pressure plate's not yet done. So this guy's going to finish up the pressure plate, I hope, and then I will pull the lever. The reason why is I want the lever. Okay, so he's done. What I want to happen is I want the lever to make sure that the floodgate disappears. I want water to come in here, and then after it hits 4, I want this pressure plate to make sure that that floodgate gets shut again. So we'll see if that works. Here comes a guy to do it. Okay, floodgate up, water comes in, and water gets shut out. Well, that was weird. Okay. I think it's... Okay. What is happening here? This is... So... it's shutting off and on as it's trying to reach... I think what's happening is it's trying to reach the right equilibrium of water. So it'll keep... the water rushes into this pressure plate. It goes over the allotted number I gave it. And so the floodgate closes, and then it drops under it when it goes in to fill up all this space here, and so it opens up the floodgate. And so it's constantly doing this. The thing about the pressure plates is actually take a little while to respond to the water over them. But ultimately what this gigantic pool of water should end up being is, I think 4 is what I set it at. And it'll work its way into this. Now this is an excellent thing for, well, to be honest with you, for smaller spaces. But if you're channeling in water for wells and you don't want to deal with that, rather than making levers that close and open floodgates, you could just do pressure plates that do it on its own. I wish that this could that you could see the conclusion to this. Well, I mean, this is the end of the video. It's the only thing left. You don't really, if you don't have anything to do, then you can watch someone else's computer game fill up with water, and you really must not have anything to do. So yeah, and this also is not a fort I was ever gonna try and do anything with. And how the hell? That's gotta be the stupidest buzzard in the world. Oh, well, look at this. Oh, that's fantastic. A buzzard tried to, was flying around and got struck by the, well, by the stone and the weapon thing. And there is its corpse. So there, in action, my weapon traps. Fantastic. And then that guy's gonna go set it back up, put the stone back into it, and set it in working. So, honestly, I'm dealing with probably the dumbest buzzards in the world, but... and it's working towards 4, 5 is the equilibrium here. You get the point. I think it's jumping out when it hits 3. Can't tell though. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Well, more importantly, I hope it was instructional. Thanks.